What's up, everybody? It's Jordan, and welcome to the Sports Dude Hines Show. And in today's episode, today is June 24th, 2021. And I'm kind of continuing my series here of doing Madden Sims of each regular season game for the Cincinnati Bengals. I did one a couple weeks ago of the Minnesota Vikings, taking on the Bengals in week 1, and the Bengals actually won that game just 3-0. So this is week 2 sim. And the Bengals go on the road in Chicago to take on the Bears. Something in this video, the video quality is not really good. I do not know why it's not really good at all. But hope you enjoy and everything. I'll kind of be talking, throughout this game, answering some questions, different things like that. So let's go ahead and get started with this Bengals at Bears Week 2 Madden simulation. So to start off the game, we will kick it off to the Chicago Bears. You see there, Thaddeus Moss. Lots of Bengals fans are interested in Thaddeus Moss and how he will do this season. I'm very interested to see how he will do. I'm not even quite sure if he will end up making the team. It'll be very interesting. Obviously, a big part of the reason why we ended up signing him was because of Joe Burrow. And Thaddeus Moss. Lots of people talk about, he's really good and everything, which he's okay. But, part of the reason why our wide receivers struggled so much last year was because, yards separation. And that is something, Thaddeus Moss, while his time with the LSU Tigers, he did not have much separation at all. As you see, there's nearly a pick on the first attempt of the game. That was a pass by Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton in this game is actually the starter, which to me is actually very, very interesting and something I don't totally disagree with. I'm on the Bears. I'm probably starting Dalton or Nick Foles week 1. I think Justin Fields can learn a lot from both of those quarterbacks. Nick Foles, he won a Super Bowl with Philadelphia. Dalton's been in the NFL for a decade. I think, honestly, if I'm the Bears, I'm not starting Justin Fields this game at all. As we see here, 3rd down and 3 for the Chicago Bears to see if the Bengals can get a stop here on 3rd down. Short little pass there to get a completion for a 1st down. So it makes it 1st and 10. That was only a pick up about 4. They needed 3. So they were able to convert on 1st down. Something interesting about the Bengals and Bears Madden sim. While trying to record, some of these Madden games, I actually had to record this particular game a couple of different times because it kept on messing up. And it just seems like every single game I watched, the Bengals just really underperformed against Chicago. So it was a big pickup there for Chicago. Get about 20 yards or so on that pass. 1st down, they fake the handoff. Andy Dalton throws a deep ball, which is an incompletion. That is no surprise there. Seems like over the years, Andy Dalton's deep ball, it's never really been good, but it has just fallen over the cliff the past several seasons. See here, it's 2nd and 10 for the Chicago Bears with about 2 or 3 minutes left in the 1st quarter. Just tuning in, Week 2 Madden Sim, the Bengals go on the road to face the Chicago Bears. Sorry for the low quality of the video. Do not know why it is just so blurry and everything. Dalton has all day to throw, so there's enough to get a 1st down for Chicago. And this game to me, the Bears against the Cincinnati Bengals. You look at some of the Bengals earlier games. Look at the first four games. We take on the Vikings at home to start off the season, and week two, this game right now, we're going on the road to take on the Bears. Week three is in Pittsburgh, and week four is a Thursday night football game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I've seen some people, they think we can go 4-0. I don't see that at all. I think we can surprise some people this season, maybe have a couple upset wins, but being 4-0, honestly, to me, is just very unrealistic. I think it's possible we could go 3-1. To me, I think it's more likely we go probably 2-2 or 3-1 throughout our first four games of the season. 2nd and 6 here, Dalton drops back. Perfect. There's nobody even coming close to him. Our defensive line was not really good that play. Wide open, connects with Anthony Miller. They are in the 10-yard line now in the red zone. Kind of surprised how bad our defense has played so far throughout this game. 1st and goal here at the 5 for Chicago. Dalton has time. Gets sacked by Joseph Osai. That is his first career sack as a Cincinnati Bengal. He was our 3rd round pick in the draft, and I think he's going to be really nice for us. I think he's one of the more better sleepers in the draft. He's one of those guys who just fell. You just not know why. But I think he's going to be nice for us in Cincinnati. And Dalton gets a touchdown here, touchdown pass with the Bears to go up 6-0. Really surprised how bad our defense has played so far. And, with this Bears and Bengals game, I don't think it's going to be high scoring at all. I don't think the winning team will score more than 20 points. I mean, you look at the Bears offense, they have a couple, okay players. Allen Robinson's really, really good. David Montgomery's all right. Anthony Miller's okay. Cole Kmet, the rookie tight end last season from Notre Dame. I think he has a bright future in the NFL. But the thing that Chicago needs is a quarterback. They signed Andy Dalton, and lots of people were upset, because in free agency, there's a lot of talks. Maybe Chicago would try to get Russell Wilson. But to me, honestly, that was never going to happen. But Andy Dalton last season, you go from, it wasn't really likely, but talks of getting one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL and a future Hall of Famer, Russell Wilson, to a quarterback like Andy Dalton, who was under 500 in one of the worst divisions last season in NFL history. And that kind of separates the Bears from other teams. If the Bears had a good quarterback, I think they're a playoff team. But them having Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, and, Justin Fields, I just don't really see the Bears being all that good this year. But, I still don't really see them, being last in their division because that's going to go to the Lions. So the Bengals start the ball off here. First pass attempt of the day. Joe Burrow is enough for a first down. That pass there. Sideline catch, I believe, by T. Higgins. Great catch there for 13 yards. Makes it 1st and 10 for Cincinnati. First and 10 here for the Bengals after a first down completion from Burrow to Higgins. Burrow completely misses the receiver on that route. Way off target there, makes it 2nd and 10 for the Bengals. So just tuning in, the Bears, as of right now, are defeating the Bengals 7-0. The Bears did pretty much everything they wanted to on the first drive of the game. The Bengals defense was atrocious. Nice run there by Mixon, enough for the first down, and that is the end of the first quarter, and the Bears lead 7-0. Also, we're just tuning in. Sorry to the low video quality. Not sure why. It's just so grainy and everything. Not good camera at all. Burrows in shotgun here, tosses it to, I believe, Tyler Boyd, enough for a first down there. Bengals are moving right down the field like they want. which is great. And honestly, with our offense, if we can stay healthy, that's a big if because we've been like it seems like the most injury-prone team the last 5 or 6 years. I mean, we have a chance to have one of the best offenses in the NFL easily. Mixon gets a handoff there and gets absolutely, stuffed in the defensive line. Loss of a couple yards there. Really bad blocking there by Cincinnati O-line. And the O-line, that's another thing. Lots of people think our O-line's horrible. It's not great, but Boyd, Burrow finds a target there enough for a first down. Tyler Boyd, one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL, easily makes it first and goal for Cincinnati. Going back to the offensive line, our offensive line's not really great. It's not horrible. It's to me, after the adjustments we made in free agency, I think it's probably about average. I don't think our offensive line is quite as bad as people think. Burrow scrambles and gets the touchdown. Burrow's first rushing touchdown of the season. And actually, the Bengals' first touchdown of the season. If you were able to watch the Week 1 sim of the Bengals and Vikings, the Bengals won 3-0. There was not a touchdown scored in that game. Sorry about that, everybody. I have no idea what just happened. Computer completely just shut down. So try to get this back on the stream here in just a moment. I muted myself just for a moment, and then the computer completely shut down. I have no idea why that happened. Makes no sense. Give me just a moment here, and we'll continue this Bengals Bears Week 2 Madden Sim here. This matchup between the Bengals and Bears is very interesting. Like I was kind of talking about, the Bears have a great defense, but they do not have a good offense. Where the Bengals have a really nice young, offense and a not so good defense. Finally got the stream back here. Sorry about that. Do not know why that happened at all. But, Austin Seibert makes the extra point. I don't have Evan McPherson on here. Would not let me download him. But, with the extra point, ties it up at 7. So the Bengals get ready to kick off after their rushing touchdown by Joe Burrow. Great tackle there by the Bengals, by Jermaine Pratt. I think Jermaine Pratt's going to have a really nice season this year. I honestly believe, at this moment, I think Pratt will be our best linebacker heading into the season. Just tuning in, the Bengals and Bears Week 2 Madden Sim is currently tied at 7. Each team scored a touchdown their opening drive. Andy Dalton had a passing touchdown. Joe Burrow had a rushing touchdown. And, had some, I don't know what you call it, computer errors, I guess. Completely, kind of messed up the stream here, excuse me. And, Dalton pitches it to David Montgomery, enough for the first down for Chicago. Their opening drive, Chicago, they were just able to do everything they wanted to against the Bengals. They were able to pass good, they were able to run good and everything. First down and 10 here for the Chicago Bears. Able to get about 5 or 6 yards on the carry there with Tariq Cohen on the attempt. Andy Dalton has actually started in this game and not rookie quarterback from Ohio State, Justin Fields. And that's very interesting. I know I kind of talked about it earlier, but I kind of see this happening, when the Bengals and Bears face off against each other in Week 2. Bears get another first down here for another rushing attempt for a first down. There's a 2-minute warning here. The Bears have the ball on their own, I believe, 44-yard line. Dalton gets the snap, has all day to throw. Throws away, gets hit really good by Sam Hubbard. I know, Bengal fans, honestly, there's times we overrate, players and everything. And but I think Sam Hubbard is actually one of our more underrated players. I think Hubbard's going to have a really, really nice season this year. Second and 10 here for the Chicago Bears. Have a running back go in motion. Clean pocket by Andy Dalton. Throw to, I believe, Cole Kmet. Is right enough around for a third inches, for the Chicago Bears. Third and inches. Dalton has all day to throw. That was incredibly stupid, but it somehow worked for him. That was just full on luck right there. Dalton clearly had enough time, just throw and get the first down. So he throws across his body, which is something a quarterback should never, really end up doing. Easily had the first down, but Darnell Mooney was wide open. He decided to throw it to him instead, and gets the Bears in perfect field position within the 5-yard line. It's now 1st and goal for the Chicago Bears. Only a minute remain in the second quarter, so Chicago elects to call their first timeout of the half. Great play there with the Bengals defensive line. I believe that was Sam Hubbard on the stop. Second and goal here for the Chicago Bears on the 1-yard line. This is kind of surprising. They have 3 wide receivers out there on the field. Wide open, touchdown, Chicago. So Chicago takes a lead to see if they can get the extra point made to make it 14-7, and that is exactly what they do here. Chicago takes a lead, up by 7 with about less than a minute to go in the first half. The Bengals, see if they can maybe score up before halftime. Something else to keep in mind, at the beginning, the Bengals actually kicked it off to the Bears. So the Bengals get the ball at the start of the second half. Hopefully they can at least get a field goal or something here and, get closer. Maybe, second half starts off, they get a touchdown. Maybe they can take the lead or so. Bears kick it off here, catches about the 5-yard line and just gets absolutely pummeled around the 27-yard line. Bears are just all over that kickoff. First and 10 here for Cincinnati. Let's see if they can maybe try to get a score before the half. Burrow and shotgun, fakes the handoff. Fumble, and it's actually recovered by the Bears. CJ Uzama, fumbles that play. That was a very, interesting play, and do not know why the camera quality is getting so bad, but that is exactly the opposite you want to see from the Bengals. The only way they could have, got worse. Oh, they overturned it actually, not a fumble. So it's 2nd and 2 for the Bengals. They got really, really lucky on that play. That would have been a fumble. That was a big issue there. So 2nd and 2, Burrow incomplete there, runs into his own lineman, makes it already 3rd and 2 with 41 seconds to go in the first half. Definitely not what you want to see from the Bengals when they're trying to score for halftime. When they're down in the game. So he's 3rd and 2 here. Burrow and shotgun. Chase, Burrow, and Higgins on the field completes it for a first down. So Bengals just have one timeout remaining. It's going to be interesting when and how they use that timeout, whether it's from a sack or just a play in the middle of the field or what. Burrow gets a snap, complete about a 10-yard, 10, 15-yard play there. Pass to Joe Mixon. They elect to not use their timeout here, which is kind of interesting. Well, as soon as I say that, they actually do take their final timeout, making me look stupid. So 1st and 10 here at the Chicago 46-yard line. Burrow has a nice pocket to throw to. Throws to Uzama. Instead of trying to get out of bounds, he tries to make a man miss, which makes no sense. Uzama in this game has not really been good at all. Nearly had that fumble that really could have been a fumble. And just a not smart play by Uzama here makes it the last play of the first half. Sort of the third quarter here. The Bears kick it off to the Bengals. They get about near the 22, 23-yard line. Not sure why Trevion Williams is the kick returner here. We have Brandon Wilson, who's one of the better kick returners in the league. I'm kind of surprised he's not out there. I was just tuning in, sorry to the kind of low quality of this video. I'm not sure why the quality of it is just so bad and everything. And if you decide, to go watch the game earlier, you'll notice, there were some major technical difficulties. My computer completely shut down during the stream. So there's like a 5-minute span of just silence. Burrow with a great scramble there, probably about 20, 25 yards around there. Great scramble there by Burrow. He already has one rushing touchdown on the day. Another great scramble there by Burrow. Great way to start off the second half for the Bengals. So 1st and 10 here. Burrow under center. Hands it off to Joe Mixon for about a 10 to 15-yard gain. This is exactly what you want to see the Bengals to start the second half. Great 2 run plays there by Burrow and Joe Mixon. 1st and 10, another handoff to Mixon. Gets about 3 or 4 yards on the play. Not horrible. So 2nd and 6 here for the Bengals at the Chicago, I believe, 37-yard line. Clean pocket there by Burrow. Tosses it to, I believe, CJ Uzama. That says enough for a first down. Honestly, I didn't really think he had enough, but, we'll take that. If you got any questions or anything like that, make sure, to comment them, and I'll try my best to answer them. Another rushing attempt here by Mixon, and this time he just kind of really gets nothing in that play. The Bears are kind of all over that play. Only a gain of 1 yard there for Joe Mixon. Makes it 2nd and 9 for Cincinnati. Clean pocket there for Burrow. Another completion to CJ Uzama. If you watch that, stream, the week 1 stream when the Bengals took on the Minnesota Vikings, that was a very interesting game. The Bengals won that game 3-0, which to me is just kind of crazy because I think the Vikings and the Bengals both have some of the more underrated offenses in the league. You expect it to be a much more high-scoring game. Burrow scrambles, attempts to, but there's a sack on the play. With that game, week 1 against Minnesota, it was interesting because CJ Uzama actually had a quite amount of targets in that game. Something, you would not really expect to happen much because, Uzama was not really a big part of our offense. There was, he got hurt, I believe, the Browns game, week 2, Thursday Night Football. And, in that game, we were really starting to target him more, and that was something I really liked because I think he needs a lot more targets. Austin Cyber attempts the field goal, and it is good, so it makes it 14-10. Chicago Bears lead the Bengals. And if you kind of missed earlier, I couldn't get McPherson as the kicker in here. Would not let me upload it or anything. So the Bears deficit has been cut to just 4 now. As we get ready to have the kickoff here with just a minute to go in the third quarter. Touchback there for Chicago. They will start the ball off at the 25-yard line. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe and like this video. I would really, really appreciate it. I try to have, at least a couple of videos a week. When football season comes around, I'm hoping to have at least a couple of live videos weekly. I normally have one live weekly episode, and I have lots of Bengals content too. I mean, obviously, Bengals page and stuff. Great sack there by the Bengals. Jesse Bates, the best safety in the NFL. It's not biased. Just look at the stats and look at the facts. It's the best safety in the league. I hate when people say that Minkah Fitzpatrick is the best safety in the league when he's not even the best safety in his own division. Makes it 2nd and 19 for Chicago. They get a nice completion there, and it's now 3rd and 9. But like I was mentioning, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I'd really, really appreciate it. Once football season comes around, I want to have a lot more live episodes weekly. Lots of Bengals content. I had an interview with Hugh Jackson. He had lots to talk about. Bengals current quarterback Joe Burrow. I actually had the chance to interview one of my favorite all-time NFL players, and I know he's not even a big name. Jason Campbell. Jason Campbell played for the Bengals towards the end of his career. A very interesting story about Jason Campbell. Actually, the year when Dalton got hurt and everything in 2015, the Bengals tried to convince Jason Campbell to come out of retirement and play for the Bengals. Thought that was a very interesting story. Andy Dalton here on 3rd and 9 has all day to throw basically like a Hail Mary type of heave there. Deflection for Cincinnati makes it 4th and 9, so the Chicago Bears will elect to punt. You have lots of Bengals content, interviews and different stuff like that. Interviewed some baseball players, some former NFL players. Fair catch there by the Bengals. That's Trent Taylor, one of the newer Bengals signees. Lots of people kind of had mixed feelings about that signing. I wasn't totally against it. When Trent Taylor came out of the draft, he was somebody I was really wanting the Bengals to get. But at the same time, there was lots of talks. Maybe the Bengals would sign a veteran wide receiver. And even one of those late-round wide receivers, there was a ton of late-round guys I liked a lot. I would probably rather prefer a late round wide receiver than Trent Taylor, and a more established wide receiver than Trent Taylor. But I'm not like I'm fine with it. But I do kind of think we could have got a better receiver than Trent Taylor. I was just tuning in, week 2 Madden Sim, Bengals, Bears. Bears are up 14-10. The Bengals, for the most part, have been able to, pretty much do everything they want on offense. They just not had the ball much today. And also, if you're just tuning in, sorry to the low quality content, low quality of the video. I'm not sure, why it's so blurry and everything grainy. And if you go back, once this stream is over and watch, some of the plays before, there was a major, technical difficulty type of deal where my computer completely shut down, and there was about like a 5-minute span was there was just silence basically. First and down here for the Bengals, marching right down the field. Burrow underthrew his target. He was wide open. That's easily the biggest play of the game for either team so far. I believe it was picked by Eddie Jackson, one of the better safeties in the league. Yeah, targeting T. Higgins. Oh, excuse me, that was not Eddie Jackson. That was Jalen Johnson. Very nice young guy in the secondary for Chicago. But, Higgins was there, underthrew him. He was wide open. That sucks. So 1st and 10 for Chicago here. Dalton steps back, throws it to his running back. Should have been a stop, and only got to get a yard or so. But, yards at the contact there makes it 2nd and inches. This is definitely, not what you want to see the Bengals, play the last few minutes of a game. Have a, turnover, which very easily could have been prevented. And some bad tackling issues here. Chicago is able to pick up the 1st down here with a completion. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like I was mentioning, and like this video. I'd really, really appreciate it. And after this video, maybe in a couple hours or so, I'm going to post a clip of a series I have. Dalton drops back. 1st down, Chicago. I don't get why Dalton couldn't play like this when he was with us. But, I have a series, called 30-Minute Drill. Do it with a friend of mine. We talk about sports, and we also talk about just like a random crap and different things. And, later on today, when I post the video, my dad was actually able to be kind of like a halftime performance at the Orlando Magic NBA game. And I kind of tell a story, how it happened and everything. It's really, really funny. Make sure to go check it out once I post it later today. It's definitely, in my opinion, one of the funniest, parts of my show so far, trying to make it, more entertaining and everything. And 30-Minute Drill with my friend Braden Short, kind of, it's more of the entertaining aspect, of our series, opposed to, to just my, podcast, kind of talking just more so about sports. Nice stop here by the Bengals defensive line. It is now 3rd and 6 with a 2-minute warning for the Chicago Bears. Hopefully we can get a stop, but if not, let's just try to hold them to a field goal. If this comes down to a situation where we are able to tie it up, let's say they get a field goal here, and if we score a touchdown, in my opinion, I always play to win. I hope we go for 2. There's a situation like that. But we'll have to see. 3rd and 6 here. Interception. Oh, this is way better than I thought. I can't really tell who that is here. That is absolutely fantastic. Pick 6 for the Bengals. That is awesome to see. We take the lead. That is fantastic. That's exactly what you want to see in the Bengals. They kind of struggle some towards the last few minutes, but they make that one huge play to regain the lead, kind of take over the game. That is absolutely phenomenal. Let's see if the Bengals can hold out, this lead and possibly go 2-0. And that is a pick six by newly acquired, corner Sunny Chidobe Awuzie. I know I probably completely messed up that name, but he's kind of our new replacement for William Jackson III. He's not really, that much different from William Jackson. We did pay him, half of what Jackson's contract is now with the Washington football team, but that is fantastic. A pick six for the Bengals. Week one, we had a field goal to beat Minnesota 3-0. Last minute field goal, last minute of the game. Here, with under 2 minutes to go, we get a pick six to regain take over the lead. Actually, for the first time today. Let's see if we can, actually pull this off and go 2-0 in the season. And of course, another technical difficulty thing. I don't know why this keeps messing up. Give me just a moment here. So we're just tuning in. The Bengals just had a pick six for Chidobe Awuzie with under 2 minutes to go in the game. The Bears at that time had a 14-10 lead. Under 2 minutes ago, the Bengals get a pick six. That was just absolutely awesome to see. Did not expect that to happen at all. But great play there for the Bengals secondary. And the Bengals, for the most part, have kind of done what they wanted to do in offense. And up until that point, they've not been really able to stop, Chicago's offense much at all. And was a fantastic play. The Bengals, now, if they're able to hold this lead, maybe they go 2-0. Give me just 1 second here, everybody. Have a little technical difficulties with it. It's not really, it's kind of buffering some. Trying to make it more easier to see because the camera quality, is already kind of crappy and everything. If you're just tuning in, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Like this video, I would appreciate it. Here we go. Finally got it back here, which it might happen again. We'll have to see. Yep, it happens again. Crap. Well, this sucks. Don't know why this keeps happening. Hopefully, get it to stop in just a second here. This is kind of the part of the reason why I do not do, a ton of live videos every single day. Because my internet is definitely not the best. As you can see, my computer randomly shuts down, and this video is like unable to play here now all of a sudden in one of the biggest parts of the game. Let me see here. Give me just 1 second. Just tuning in. Stream here is messing up due to my, low quality of internet, I guess, whatever. I'll try to see if I can get it on my phone. I'm not sure. We can try it. In just 1 second. I've tried to, redo this about 4 or 5 times now. Really sucks. Especially, with a huge, pick six by the Bengals to take the lead with under 2 minutes to go now. Let's see. It's still messing up here. Yeah, I have no idea why it keeps doing this. This is, very, very frustrating. Just tuning in. The stream of the game is messing up some. Give me just a couple of minutes. I will try to fix this here. I've been trying to fix it for the past 5 or 10 minutes or so. Keeps on buffering, and it makes it where it's very difficult to see. And with this stream, the way I'm streaming it, it's already very grainy, and it's kind of difficult to see how the plays and everything. It's kind of hard to read what player did what and everything. So give me just, I think I can get it. Give me just 1 second here. I think I have finally figured out what to do here. Give me just 1 second. I purposely have this video saved to a separate YouTube page, so if something like this were to happen. Just 1 second here. Let's see. So, let's see. Yeah, it's actually kind of a little bit, better quality video. Sorry about that, hold up and everything. My internet has been sucking the whole day. So as you see, Austin Seibert makes the extra point. 17-14 Bengals after an awesome pick six by Chidobe Awuzie, a corner we signed from the Dallas Cowboys in free agency, who will be our replacement for William Jackson III in the secondary. Bengals get ready to kick it off here with 1:49 to go in the contest. Little short kickoff there by Seibert. Bears take it about to the 24-yard line. This is very interesting. Last season, there was a couple instances where we could have had a couple more wins, and we really could have had control of the game. It wasn't for our defense, giving up some points right before the half, and giving up some points right before the game. Perfect example, that heartbreaking loss to the Browns. That second game we played Cleveland. Dalton has all day to throw. Only throws it for about 3-yard pickup there by Andy Dalton. That's the type of Andy Dalton we're used to seeing. I mean, there's less than 2 minutes ago, and he's throwing a check down pass to his running back for a 3-yard gain. The Chicago Bears are not playing, with any, pace. They're just kind of playing how they want to. They're not really hurrying up any at all. Dalton, perfect pocket. He's just standing there, and he gets sat. That is great to see. I mean, we have lots of memories like that. During his time with the Bengals, he'll just sit there in the pocket and get a sack. It's 3rd and 15 here for the Chicago Bears. See, the Bengals can get a stop and pull off this win here. 3rd and 15 at their own 21-yard line to 1:12 left in the contest. Chicago has their running back go in motion. About a Let's see here. A 7-yard pickup for the Chicago Bears. That makes it 4th and 7. That reception was by Allen Robinson. We've actually kind of held Allen Robinson in check a little bit. He has 5 receptions for 45 yards. But I believe one of his receptions were like a 20-yard, gain. So the rest of his, receptions, he's only averaging about 4 or 5 yards catch. 4th and 7 here for the Bengals. If we hold him here, we will pull off get a victory, a win. Dalton fakes the handoff. He could easily run it to the left. Easily could have run it. Horrible play by Andy Dalton. What he does best in 4th down in the last minutes of the game. Instead of running it to the left, throws double coverage. But I guess that's, better than throwing it away on 4th and 3, when you played the Steelers years ago. But, horrible play there by Dalton. That's going to lead to a victory for us, which is awesome because, we did not really lead this game at all until 1:49 left in the game with an amazing pick six by Chidobe Awuzie. Victory formation here for the Bengals. Bears call timeout really for no reason. It's pointless. So in week 1, the Bengals took on the Vikings and they had a 3-0 victory. The special teams came up big the final minute or so of the game. Week 2, our offense plays good, but our defense plays phenomenal. The 4th quarter stops the Chicago Bears in the final drive of the game, and they also get a pick six to go less than 2 minutes. We're getting some, big key contributors to the game who you not really expect, like week 1 was Austin Seibert, and week 2 was Chidobe Awuzie. One more time here, victory formation for the Bengals. They pull off the victory. They go 2-0 on the season. And the next stream will be week 3 at the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's going to be a very, very interesting game. Bengals are now 2-0 on the year with this Madden simulation. Despite all the technical difficulties, my computer completely shutting down and just being silent. That stream was silent for 5 or 10 minutes. And, the stream buffering and having to get it on a different, social media thing. Able to play the rest of the stream. Thank you all so much for listening. Make sure to like this video. I really appreciate it. But more importantly, subscribe to the channel. There's lots of content coming out soon. I have the rest of the Bengals Madden simulations. When it comes to the NFL season, I'm going to have a lot more videos coming out. Have some interviews coming out soon. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. Once again, thank you all so much for listening. If you like this video and subscribe to the channel, I'd really, really appreciate it. And I will see you all next time on Sports Dude Hunt Show.